decided to change the name was because of a long-term vision for the business. And without going into too much detail, I'll run out of time, as I always do, but without going into too much detail, the previous name Alliance really just didn't fit the bill. You know, and if I look forward in 5 years, 3 years, 5 years time, I knew that the name was not going to fit the bigger picture of what I want to achieve with Aspiron. And so went through a whole range of names, and there was 2 words that kept coming up, Aspire and Vision. And I knew I needed a name that was unique. No matter what name I came up with that was an existing word in the English language, it was already taken in real estate. And so I put those 2 words together and came up with Aspiron. So that's where the name comes from, and that's what the name means. Now bear with me, I did hope to have a presentation here, but unfortunately we had a little IT issue, or technical issue, so I am winging a little bit, but that's okay. So a few changes that Aspiron brings with it that I want to bring into the way I do business and the way I do real estate is, in particular, the word advocacy. So I've mentioned this before, and thanks to conversations, particularly with Mark. The word advocacy is something that I think is a really important word in what I want to achieve and what I want to achieve in real estate. My concern with real estate is that there is that level of mistrust between the agent, between the buyers, the agents, and the vendors and the sellers. And I wanted to address that. So advocacy is a good way to do that. So I'll explain firstly vendor advocacy. So we can act on behalf of the vendor. Traditionally, an agent will act on behalf of the vendor. They'll sell their house, they'll put their house on the market, they'll deal with the buyers, they'll negotiate with the buyers, and they'll come to an arrangement that everyone's happy with, sign off the contract. The problem with that is, I think, is that the agent often gets caught in the middle. So while we are engaged by the vendor and we're paid by the vendor, we still have to deal with we still have to work with the buyer, and we still have to give the buyer what they want in order to get a sale. So there is, I think, at times, and this isn't a deliberate thing, it's just the way real estate works, is that there is a conflict of interest, I think, by the agent. As a vendor advocate, there is no conflict of interest because we deal purely with the vendor, and then we engage a local sales agent. So we can deal with people in any area. We engage a local sales agent after a number of interviews and so on, and in association with the vendor, we choose a sales agent. They deal with the buyers. So there's no conflict of interest. Okay. So the process of that is that we talk to you about what we're looking to achieve. We research the local agents in the local market. We make some recommendations. We then engage a conjunctional agent. We work in conjunction with that agent. And then as the process unfolds and as inquiries come in, we liaise with the agent, and the agent deals with the buyers. So the local agent deals with the buyers. And we deal with you, we update you, and we keep you informed, and then any feedback we give to you. Once the offers are received through the local agent, then we discuss those with you and discuss the pros and cons, and obviously to the point where we get an offer that everyone's comfortable with, and then we can guide you through the entire settlement process. So that is vendor advocacy. The other part of it is buyer advocacy, and in that respect, we obviously work on the other side of the spectrum. So we can work with a buyer who's looking to purchase a property and is a little uncomfortable with dealing with real estate agents. Let's face it, real estate agents are trained, they're skilled, and they're trained in negotiation. That's what they do for a living. Buyers usually are not. So in order to remove that process, we can act as the buyer's advocate. And so we go out there, we research the market. Again, we research the market. We discuss with you what you're looking for. You might be just looking to buy a new home. You might be looking to start a property portfolio. You might just be looking to buy one investment. So we have a chat to you about what you need. Based on that, we go and research the market. We find properties that we think are suitable to your needs. We make recommendations. And once we come to find some properties that you're interested in, we arrange inspections. We attend an inspection with you. And then if you find a property that you like, we do the negotiations on your behalf. So we're equally trained and skilled in negotiation as the agent. So we have an opportunity then to hopefully save you money and get a better deal for you, because we're trained in negotiation. So once we find a property, we negotiate a price that everyone's happy with. We then guide you through the finance process, obviously with Mark, and also the settlement process and all those. So we take a lot of the pain out of that real estate side of things. Some people are still going to want to do that for themselves, but we believe that, that acting on your behalf will find you, make sure you get the right property that you're looking for, and make sure that we get the best deal possible for you, plus make your life a lot easier. So one thing you'll notice with the Aspiron, and it is a carryover from previous branding, the Aspiron. Sorry, one thing I should say is that with the buyer advocacy, we do have a brochure here. I'm not going to pass one around to everyone, but if you do know somebody who might be interested, if you know somebody who's looking for some assistance, looking to purchase property, looking to start a property portfolio, also, for example, accountants or people like that who may have some people on board, some clients on board who might be interested, please grab one of those, I'm assuming. So one thing you'll notice with our branding, whether it be on Facebook, on our website, here, wherever, on our brochures, is that we don't have houses plastered all over. We have people on there. And that's because our motto is putting people first. And this is why we're heading down the path of advocacy, because we think that real estate is about people. It's not about property, it's not about bricks and mortar, it's about people, because it's about what people are looking to achieve, whether buying a home, whether taking the next step in their life or their lifestyle, whether that be upsizing or downsizing or just sideways movement, or whether it's actually to make money as an investment and to build their portfolio and so on. So that's why our branding is that way, and that's why mine is putting people first. So that is a little bit about what Aspiron means, what it means to me, and hopefully what it means to our future customers, and why we've changed the name. Finally, I mentioned before property seminars. Part of what we're going to do, and part of the advocacy system will be a series of seminars. So we're doing some breakfast seminars, thank you, and they'll be starting in October. And so if you do know people who are interested, who are looking to get into property or real estate, and would like some advice, would like to learn a bit more about how the whole property market works and what to look out for, then please again fill in that form. Put their name down, their details down, and we'll contact them when the time comes. So they'll get to learn things of all aspects of property, what to look out for, how to get the best result, and how to negotiate, and so on. So that's it. Time's up. Great work. Thank you. In brackets, great work. Yeah, look, feel free to come and see me and have a chat about